In today's video, I'm gonna share with you how I decorate my living room for summer step by step. Keep watching. Hello everyone, welcome back to Ramon at Home. I could not be more excited for you to be here because in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys how I decorate my living room for summer. It is gonna be so much fun. I have a few projects lined up for you, but before we get to the projects and the decorating, if you are new to this channel, I would really like for you to consider subscribing. And if you are already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on because we're just getting started. This summer is gonna be jam-packed with great ideas for your home decorating. And also, if you speak Spanish, don't forget that we have a brand new channel. It's going to be linked down below along with all of our social medias. Before we get started with this makeover for this living room, I want to take you into the studio and show you how I create a gorgeous forsythia bouquet for my mantel. Let's watch. Alright everyone, so to create this gorgeous bouquet for my mantel, the very first thing we're going to need is a container. Now this is the exact same container that I already had on the mantel with a green bouquet, but we're changing it for summer and I want it to be brighter and cheerier. Then what I'm going to use is a variety of green foliages, and then I'm going to use 3 bundles of forsythia from Walmart. I'm gonna use my wire cutters, which I cannot live without. And then I'm gonna use some of this green moss from Walmart, and I have a variety of just fallen branches. I love using actually fallen branches, but there's no trees around here where I can go ahead and use them, so that's why I use fake. So I have a really good selection of them right here. Then I use 2 pieces of foam that I already have here on my container. All right, let me get ready of some of this stuff and I'll be right back with you to give you all of the steps. Stay tuned. Okay, so step number 1 into creating this gorgeous bouquet is going to be to put some foam into your container, and then we're going to add some moss around it. Now I wanted this foam to kind of stick out of my container because I want it to be taller. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna grab some of this moss, and this whole package, believe it or not, is only $6 at Walmart, and I love it. You guys have seen me use this before. So basically you just tack it in and cover some of your mechanics without covering all of it because you want to be able to penetrate that foam easily. So just basically just put a little bit of here, a little bit there. And also you guys know that I like it to be a little wilder. I don't mind that it falls forward like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop right there. So I'm gonna get rid of this guy right here. And then I'm gonna start, well, first of all, like cleaning. I don't know about you, but I just cannot work if I have a dirty surface. I just can't, or a dirty floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start with some of this greenery, and I have an ivy that I like. And actually, let me hang on 1 second. I'll be right back. I've shown you guys this before, and this is a spray. It's a Floral Life spray that you use on your foliages. And I'm gonna link it down below. So you guys, if you're looking for something like this is also for green plants. It just gives them a shinier look. It kind of removes the dust from it, and I also love it because it kind of brings alive everything that was already all dead. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and clip 3 clippings from this, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a fluff. I want some of it to go down, so I'm gonna go ahead and poke right here. Now this is going to be a one-sided because it's basically going against the wall. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep that in mind, that it's only one side, but remember what goes down must come up. So I'm gonna go ahead and put one up like this. Now I have the front, I'm gonna be working with the front. So I'll show you guys that's what it looks like. And then what I'm going to do is one that goes right here to my right, I have to mimic with something else to my left. So I'm gonna add one of these ferns. And I want it to really protrude forward, this greenery, to spill forward because I just really love that look when you have greeneries that just go all the way down. Now also keep in mind that if you're going to do greeneries, I really recommend to use more than a few styles of greeneries because that really gives your bouquet a more natural look. I love it. But I'm gonna add one right here to the side, like this. Then I'm gonna come over to the other side. Remember, what happens on the left happens on the right. Just gonna give it a little spin right here. And then I'm gonna use some of these shorter foliages just to kinda cover some of the moss. But there's going to be so many forsythias that you probably won't even see. Let me turn around and see what I need. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's actually looking pretty good. Thumbs up if you guys are enjoying these videos. If you have not seen the lemon wreath that we did last year, I'm gonna link it up right here, right now. It was a gorgeous, beautiful yellow and lemon wreath that I absolutely love. I really think that if you have not seen it, you should check it out. All right, I'm gonna get all my branches and forsythia ready and I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Okay, as I told you before, actually, you know what? I'm gonna move this to my side over here because it'll be easier to work. But what I'm going to do is I'm gonna add some of these fallen branches. And I want it to be super tall, so you might not be able to see some of this, but you'll see it when I put it on the fireplace. So I'm going to insert right in the middle, right here. Now it is really important that you have a florist foam if you're doing this kind of heavy bouquets, because a florist foam actually does hold the weight versus the dollar store. I'm always recommended that for your mechanics is go to a dollar store, but if you are making heavier bouquets, then I do recommend to invest in the florist foam because it really adds the weight and it holds it better, as you guys can see with this right here. Then I have some of these other branches that I absolutely love. So I'm gonna add one right here in the middle. Remember, the forsythia does have that really wild branchy look. I'm gonna go ahead and play with those branches. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one to the other side as well. So I'm gonna spin it around like this. I want it to be super wild looking. So I want all of these branches to really just twist. It's gonna take over that fireplace and it's just going to look beautiful. I'm gonna save some of these for later. Let me give it a little spin and look at it. So far so good. I'm gonna get my forsythia and I'll be right back. Okay, so step number 1 was to foam and to put some moss on your container. Step number 2 was to add your greenery and kind of cover those mechanics with your foliages. Step number 3 was to add some fallen branches because forsythia, that's how it grows. So the last step is going to be to add our forsythia, and I have added some picks to some of them because I want them to be taller. So I'm going to start right here in the middle, and I'm going to go ahead and insert that. And when you insert it, remember the forsythia does grow really wild, so I really do recommend that you just give it a little more character. So I'm gonna start right here, and I have some of the shorter ones, and what the shorter ones are going to do, they're just going to go ahead and really make it spill forward. So remember, what happens on the left happens on the right. Just make sure that you give your forsythia a little bit of character, then come right here like that. Look how pretty that is. And then we're gonna go ahead and do one step up. Think of a step ladder, and that's the way you want to work with your florals in this occasion. And just go ahead and give it a little twist. I'm gonna add one right here, like that. I'm gonna add one more of the tall ones here. I'm gonna add it from the back. You also wanna go to the back because you wanna give your bouquet a little bit of dimension, so you wanna be able to see it from the front and the back. But at this point, I'm actually doing it a flat on the back because it's going to be sitting against the wall, so I wanted to really not get into my wall. Look at that. That's what I love about forsythia, because it really does not have to be really manicured of a bouquet. It can be really wild like this, and look at that. How gorgeous. It's gonna be so pretty. And I really like statement pieces versus like having all these little bouquets all throughout the house. If you just have one statement piece somewhere in the room, it just gonna take over that room and it's going to make it look so elegant, I promise you. So these shorter ones, you start to fill in right here. I'm doing pretty good for not seeing what I'm doing, you guys. Thumbs up for working backwards. All right, so basically I'm just gonna go ahead and insert all of this. I'm gonna spin it around to me. I'm gonna add one right here, like that. Then I want a semi-tall one right here. Look at that. How cute is this? I'm gonna add this right here. At this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and add all of them. What happens on the left happens on the right. You want it to be balanced, like that. Let me see. And I need one right here. Right about here. Now here's a trick. I'm gonna disappear for a second to get my moss. If you have spots where you feel like you can see the moss, you can see the foam, what you need to do is grab some moss and then just do like a little clump like that, and then just stick it in there. And that's not only gonna help you cover the foam, but then also it's gonna give it character. Look at that. And you start to disappear that foam. Gonna spin around. And I'm gonna put yet another one right here. Wasn't that just so much fun? I told you guys that with just a few fallen branches and some blooms of forsythia, you can create a statement piece for your living room. And now I'm gonna show you how to put it all together. Keep watching. Okay, so we're gonna start by adding some candles to our mantle. And I also wanna point out the fact that I have some stacks of books. And I'm gonna show you a trick real quick. I have all of these books that have a cover, and these are colorful covers. However, all of the jackets usually are white. So if you just go ahead and turn it inside out, then you have a stack of white books right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some in here, 3 on this side, 2 on this side. Then I went ahead and changed my candlesticks from the more mercury glass to a see-through one, because I think it looks a little bit more cleaner and fresher for spring. And also I have my remote operated candles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of this moss that you guys know I'm crazy for, and I'm just gonna go and pull some out. Then I'm gonna put a little stack of it right here, and I'm going to add a candle, and that's just gonna give it that extra feel of summer. I just love the way this moss makes everything look a little bit more organic looking. So I'm gonna put this one over to the side like this. I'm gonna plump a candle in there, just push it down like that, and I need one more on this side. It doesn't even have to be a lot of it, just make sure that you have a little nest. And as you guys can see, it really does make that side of the mantle look a little bit more wild and beautiful. So I'm gonna add my candlelight, and I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna put it over here for now. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab my bouquet, put on the mantle, and show you how it looks like. And as you guys can see, I told you this bouquet would go all the way to the ceiling, and it just gives it that really wild factor to the mantle right here on the fireplace. And as I told you before, when I was making the bouquet, I really do love a statement piece like this, because you don't need nothing but a few touches around the room to tie it all together, but this will be your focal point. I love the way it turns out, so I cannot wait for you guys to leave me a comment and let me know what do you think. Decorating your coffee table and your side tables can always be a challenge. I mean, the fireplace, sure, just put a big bouquet and a few candles and you're done. But today I'm gonna show you a few ideas on how to create small, super easy and quick centerpieces for your coffee table and your side table. So let's head on over to the studio so I can tell you how to do this. Okay, so for the coffee table, I wanted something very simple, but I still want a punch of yellow. So what I'm gonna show you how to make is a really fast and easy bouquet of lemons. And I have this wooden bowl that I always have on my coffee table. So what I did is I grabbed a piece of foam that I had left over, and that's just to raise it up from the surface of the bowl. Then I'm gonna once again grab my moss from Walmart, and I absolutely love this moss. We're gonna also be using it on the mantle, so stay tuned. So you're just basically gonna go ahead and cover some of these mechanics with it. Make sure you cover some of that foam, because we're gonna add those lemons and we don't wanna see that foam. So that's the purpose of this moss right here. Very loosely, just add like this. Perfect. So that's what it looks like. It's covered with your moss. Then what you need to do is you're gonna start arranging your lemons in here. And there's some that I have a pick, and just go ahead and put them. The secret of this is to make sure that they just look like they fell into the basket. A lot of people take a lot of time to arrange their flowers and other things. And let me just tell you, I used to do photo shoots for a magazine, and the easiest way for things was to just let them plump, and then it would look so natural. So that's what we want right here. Make sure that we do have some on the top like that. And this is just if you have it. What I want you to do is just cut some of these little branches short, like that. I'm gonna do a few. And what I wanna do is I'm just gonna add a little touch of floral to this bouquet of lemons and some greenery. So basically what I wanna do is just tuck in some of these cute little daisies like that. And just make sure that you give them a little bend like this. Look how pretty this is. Just super dainty, super easy to make, and is really going to make an impact. I'm gonna spin it around, and I'm just gonna add one more over on this side, kind of cascading down. And look at that, you have a cute bouquet. I'm gonna add this greenery right here, because I already have it. It's super easy and cute bouquet of lemons that is going to go on my coffee table. Okay, so I have one last little project that is going to make our room tie together. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do a really quick bouquet of this pretty Alstroemeria. So I have this container that I always have in my living room. So what I'm going to do is just green some greens on it, and not very many. Then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna start right here on the top, and I'm gonna start adding some of this Alstroemeria until I am super packed with Alstroemeria. Alstroemeria, it is one of my favorite flowers because in the fresh world, they last forever. You can have Alstroemeria for weeks. So I like to buy it fresh, but I found this Alstroemeria at Walmart that looks super natural, you guys. So if you are not a plant person or a flower person, and you wanna have something that looks really real, right now Walmart does have this Alstroemeria. So I really recommend, and I just love this punch of yellow that is going to really tie in with our decor. And the secret here is just to make it as tight as possible so it looks very natural. I'm gonna add a few more like this. And let me see. Make sure they go out. Look at that. Doesn't that look just absolutely natural? I absolutely love it. Let me spin it around. I think it needs a few more over on this side to look as full, which is what gives it that really natural look to it. No rhyme or reason as long as it's really packed. This is my type of floral design and how I learned. All right, so far so good. Let's see, I'm gonna put one right here on the crown. And I'm gonna put one right here. Okay, I think that's enough. How cute is this, you guys? Okay, so the next thing I want to talk to you about is accent pillows. And here is a trick, you guys. I used to buy pillows all the time, and then I just gathered this big amount of pillows. I have red, I have blue, I have gray, I have green, I have all colors. So now what I do is I like to just buy the inserts, and IKEA has a really good price for insert pillows. These are actually from, I think, TJ Maxx a few years ago. And then I only keep 4 of these inserts. And what I like to do is just go ahead and put my pillow in, and then that way when I'm done with this particular color for summer, I just give them a wash and stick them in my tub for my pillowcases. And that way I'm not just buying pillows all the time, because it can really get expensive. So this is how I like to save money when it comes down to pillows. Well, that's all I have for today, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did putting it together. If you did, be sure to leave me a comment down below and let me know what is your summer color for this year. And don't forget to check right here the wreath with the lemons that match this theme perfectly. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and if you already subscribed, don't forget to turn the notification bell on so you are notified about every single update. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, you can watch more videos right now. Bye. Perfect.